Why? Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to a Sunday Satsang. I am incredibly excited for this one because we're opening up the heart today. And with the heart center, it's really important to recognize that this is your throne of the soul. This center point of your beingness is your greatest tool as a human being. When we look at life, we can see that we are the embodiment of duality. We are both spirit and matter confined in one vessel. Just as much as that, we can think about those higher aspects of ourselves as the upper three chakras and the lower, more animalistic natures of us as the lower three. Yet the unification point is the heart. It's love. And that's the most important thing today, is to keep in mind your throne is always going to be this place of the soul, that knowing of love, that knowing of light, those feelings of radiating. That's you. And in order to fully receive and give love, to fully harness the power that is you as the divine being you are, it's important to open up your heart. So we're going to do that this morning. So if you can, I lovingly invite you into this space of the heart. When you hear the first 3 taps of the singing bowl, take a long, deep inhale as you hear that bowl ring. And as you exhale, relax and lower the jaw to resonate a mighty Om. And as that A note sounds out, closing the mouth will form the U and the M naturally. If you can, take just a moment to look within your own beingness, to scan your heart, to see where there's avenues in which it's closed off, to see where there's tensions. And ultimately invite these opportunities to let go, to surrender, to compassionately accept so you can heal, move forward, and most importantly, realign yourself to that center harmony, that joy, that love that is the aroma of this center. Know that you are divine perfection. Everything in this life is guiding you back home to this truth. So lovingly investigate this inner looking, this question of who am I? What am I? And come to know that the base and ground of our being is a love so undefined can only be felt. Come to let go of all aspects of externalized love. Know that the fundamental nature of your heart center is that it radiates. It operates like a star. So continue to rest and feel that shine of the heart, that smile of the chest. When you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention to the ringing. And as it fades back into the silence, so too allow all the dust to settle internally, not paying attention or holding on to any of the internal or external phenomena around you, but to simply focus on that center point of your heart, your beingness, that fourth center, radiating that green, lovely light. If you haven't yet, Ensure that you have a smile on your face. Because ultimately, there's nothing greater than this search, this inner looking, this opening up of our most primary center, the heart space. When we look at what closes us off, we can very much so see that it's always a multitude of happenings. But when we relate them to each center, it becomes easier and clearer to see that the solution and resolution to all tensions internally and externally is love. Love, compassion, that sense of our humanity is what allows us to rise above the lower three centers that keep us stuck in the states of survival, scarcity, and lacking. It's what keeps us grounded to the beauty that is this gracious gift of life when we recognize that without the heart, the higher three centers have no foundation. It is the thread that connects the grounded nature of the primal being to the ascension of the celestial knowings of this intangible realm called spirituality. But right back at that fulcrum of both, this seesaw of duality in which we live and experience and can come to see. That fulcrum of being is that I am sense of love in which you are. Take your primary or dominant hand and gently begin to rub the sternum up and down to the peak of the collarbone and clavicle, to the base and crest of the ribs. Allow yourself to gently rub and massage this space. Each and every breath in, allow the fingers to come up, and every exhale, allow them to come down. As you begin to massage the chest and opening up the heart gently, put your mind to that sense of the warm embrace and that feeling of the chest and the back behind it when experiencing a hug from a loved one, when having someone rub your back to console you, to warm you up, to simply pour that love on. For it's important here to recognize that the heart center is just not one pouring outwards from the chest, but one pouring outwards from that center point in the back, between the shoulder blades. So often people are comfortable giving love, this radiation from the forward part of the chest, but to receive it is that vulnerable nature of receiving it from the back. So if you find yourself with rounded shoulders closing off, ensure to lift the chest up. Gently activate and engage, squeeze the shoulder blades, and wake up the back. Open up your center of reception. Know that you are safe. Know that you are loved. And if the mind tries to tell you something ridiculous as if no one loves you, know here now that I love you. This realm of love, we must come to recognize it's the heart that is the river that leads us to the ocean. Which is why it is your throne of the soul. In order to wake it up fully, in order to fully open up your heart, you must dance your dance. You must live your truth. You must be the gift you are intended to be. So give yourself the opportunity, give yourself permission to receive all of the love the universe has to offer you. With your next inhale, take a deep breath, pulling in that love and light, focalizing it to the center point of the chest in your exhale. as if you're gathering prana material. Envision that this light accumulating in the body, being that emerald green. For it is that healing energy of Mother Earth, that color of life itself. And as you continue to take breaths and focalize this energy to the chest, build that sphere of light within you until the entire body, in that mind's eye of yours, is radiating that green light. Each and every cell becoming filled, knowing that that's the only color showing. And as you continue to draw in these powerful pranic breaths, and that your envisionment of yourself is fully that light being radiating this green healing energy, transform that gentle stroke and rubbing of the chest into a light tap with your middle finger right in the middle of your chest. Know that your love is felt and radiated by all of life right now. And as you continue to gently tap, let go of any remaining tensions, allowing each and every jostle of the chest to release more and more. Whatever internal phenomena of the mind arise within you, pay it no attention. Let it come and go. Begin to take your last few taps here before slowly and gently bringing your hands back down to a resting state. And as we begin to warm up the heart, it's now we fully activate it. Envision yourself with 2 nostrils, one attached to that heart center in the front and one in the back. Again, ensure you have a big smile on your face. Slowly switch the breathing to be pulled from that nose in the face to those noses in the heart. Simply breathing and feeling the lightness, the weightlessness radiate more and more. That aroma of light and love. For it's here we release ourselves from all tensions, delusions, falsehoods, and simply put lies that we adhere to, identify with, and entertain. For you are a perfect divine being worthy of all of the love, that you are a compassionate creature that is here to spread that love, that your truth to fully harness this infinite ocean of peace and calm is but a task left to each of us. To recognize those areas of life in which we still refuse to give love. Those areas of life in which we lack. Look within your beingness and know here that it is that love and light in which you are that will burn away all attachments, assumptions, blockages. For when we come to understand the nature of our own heart, we fundamentally come into that knowing, into the laws of the universe, the nature of life itself. For everything in this existence is held together and glued by love. Everything here in this matrix of light is but a representation of love in another form. Opening up your heart is opening yourself up to life again, for they are one and the same. Yet it's that beautiful knowing, that recognition that we are the shepherds and stewards of this plane. That when we align back with the heart, we have the divine intelligence to interpret its message, to use this receiver, this receptive organ as the compass it can be, to use it as that source of bridging the opposites. Know here that whatever canyon that the mind creates, the heart will give you the bridge and materials to cross it. It is that path to bridge any gap in your experience. It is that infinite power source that will guide you and push you through any darkness and pain. So come back home to your greatest tool, the heart, the love. For it's in this space of abundance that there can never be a lacking, that you will always overflow and allow those waters of grace to flow into all of those who are receptive to it. Not ever from a position of force, but for one of simple compassion giving. So come home. Know that you are that radiation of this center point. You are the embodiment of this center. You are life's representative of this force of love. So it's here we must look at ourselves as any other vehicle. What is your fuel? Is it anger? Is it exclusion? Animosity, doubt, fear, the false, the temporary? Or is it this eternal, unchanging, infinite, vast ocean of love? Come back home to look at what it's observed like in this body we call ourselves. But see it not as you, see it as that vehicle, this organism, this horse. And know that the fundamental nature of consumption of love is called creation. When looking at ourselves as that same component like a star, we create life by simply radiating the beingness. We create and bring all beauty together by simply being ourselves. As said many times before, authenticity will be your medicine. So come to know that that authentic expression of yourself is the refueling of the fire that is your heart. It is that beauty. It is you. It is that representation of what you are. It is something never ending. So look back within yourself. Come back home fully to that knowing of what you are. There is never any lacking. You are the beauty that is ever unfolding. So again, come home. Know that there is nothing ever holding you back from this space of the heart. that you are that light, that you are that creator. That is the beauty of this experience. That is entirely guided by you. But know that this path is one created through love, cultivated through your compassion, leveled up by your wisdom and acceptance of these life lessons, bringing you into a more intimate knowing of who and what you are. Hence the importance of opening up the heart itself, for it is that bridge. It's that gap. It's that infinite journey that will always be unfolding when you come home to explore it. But the moment you taste the waters, it's one that can never leave your mouth. It's one that never leaves the experience. And that is the magic. That is the potential. That is the power that each of us has. So continue to rest and marinate. This is your time to look and explore. Is there anything currently holding you back? Is there anything within your own experience that is currently bringing you away from this knowing that you are love, that you are the light? And dissolve it all. Cast it out. Banish it. Expel it from your beingness now. Whether you repeat with me or internally, silently. Allow yourself to fully feel and know the truth of the following statement. I am the love and light of the Creator. I cast all that holds me back from this knowing to the fire within. I am the light and love of the Creator. I banish all that holds me back from seeing and knowing this truth. I am the love and light of the Creator. There is nothing outside of me. I am love and light. I am love and light. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am, and all is one. When you hear the next tap of the singing bowl, again, take a deep, loving breath. And with the sound of the bell as it rings, give your full attention to that divine Om as you transform that exhale into that divine chord. proclaiming these knowings to yourself, that you are love, that you are the light. And when you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, again, come back to that knowing that you are love, manifested, embodied, and experienced. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And I love you so much. Thank you for checking out Satsang this morning. We have a little visitor here. I should try to see if I can get the camera to see this little lady who came up during this message of love. Let's see if we can see her. Full disclosure. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see Mose, but there she is. This little lady came up for that message of love. We'll get the mic out the way so you can see this little cutie. The moment that the satsang bell rang, she jumped up and he was purring the whole time. And as life goes, it's always going to throw some unexpected, especially for juicy messages like these. So if you heard some clicking and random things popping off in this one, it's because YouTube was freaking out. Everything's actually, I can't actually see what's going on right now. I'm just going by faith and trusting that it's still rolling. But when we look at the power that is this heart center, it's from that recognition that everything within our beingness is this lens of love. It all stems from this knowing that the glue to this universe is love. It is a sentient energy that we both experience and know as ourselves. We use love as a blanket term for this, but in truth, there is no way to fully express this type of love in what we are, in what all of life is, and what we can experience as that oneness, that divine creator. But it's the heart that really is the bridge to help us come across those understandings and to assimilate these knowings into our truth, into our soul. There's an important message that keeps coming through, not only personally in my own life, but through all of those who I know that are tapped into this vein of consciousness. And it's that recognition that everything here in this experience of life is for you to come back into an understanding of this knowing that is divine love. That's the beautiful thing here. It's that you are life itself. All of this is an expression of love, that everything that we're living through and experiencing is love. It's for us. And when we look at this life and this whole matrix, this playground of existence, as a learning ground to come into an understanding of what our divinity is, it becomes a lot more apparent that it's always been the heart. That's kind of like our cheat code, because it's going to show you exactly what you need to. It always has. It's the lie detector that we have for our own soul and beingness. When something doesn't feel right, we feel it. When something's heavy, we call it that for a reason, but where's the weight sit? Right here. The more that you can come into an understanding of your heart, the more that you can begin to learn what it's telling you in its feedback. the more accurate that you're going to be to your soul's mission, the more loving of a life you're going to live. Whew, it's going to be juicy. It's going to be something that's going to test you and challenge you, because as life goes, it's always trying to see your authenticity or sincerity. When you can look at experience from this perspective, one can understand that it is a game of tensions. When you come to understand your heart chakra, you begin to recognize the most divine questions pertaining our own judgment on how we've lived, our ability to give and receive love is one of the most important, if not the most important thing we question and judge ourselves on. So I hope that this satsang helped you open up your chakra. That is the fulcrum of our being, the heart center, baby. So if you haven't used those tapping techniques or the rubbing massaging techniques, try it out. You can do it for your own back too. You can rub your own back. You can rub the chest. It definitely doesn't feel the same as when someone else is doing it. But these are practical exercises just to get you to be more aware of the feedback that is in this center. And the most important thing is, physically, don't close yourself off. Open up your heart. Rotate the shoulders out, elevate the chest, make sure that your collarbone and chin are parallel to the ground. That pretty much corrects a lot of postural stuff. This is more personal training, Peter, coming out. But it's the most important thing to recognize, that your physical representation of how you hold your chest and how you stand and sit, it's a very big indicator on how open your heart is. If you naturally want to close off, it's because you're trying to protect yourself. So start to investigate what you're hiding from, where you've been hurt, and ultimately recognize that all the pains you've experienced that caused the heart to close off are in the past. They're not who you are now. Yeah. And with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. Have a great day. We'll see if this actually ends the stream, because again, I'm just seeing like buttons, no actual stuff on my screen right now. So here's to potentially ending it. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace. Hey.